Hello and welcome to Basement Fodder, the only show whose host put itching powder in Tony Stark's boxer shorts. I'm Todd.
And I'm Dave.
And we are back in the basement of doom, no longer in my Dodge Caravan in the parking lot of the Gem City.
Yelling belligerently at rent-a-campus cops.
You know, I swear to God, I went back on that show and I was like, oh my God.
Dude, you were
I was very angry.
Like, I hate them. They're not real cops. And I'm like, actually, those ones are real cops. And they're like, oh, whatever. Fuck them anyways.
I was like, why don't you go shake down a 7-Eleven for a day-old wiener, you cocksmoker?
Just so angry. I could not find the off button.
I walked a lot that day.
It's
2 weeks in a row that I did that shit, too, because I did the toy show the week before, and I'm not used to walking those big spaces like that, because I usually use the chair, but...
Yeah.
It's been... interesting time.
Yeah. It was definitely fun. I enjoyed it.
The Sunday, the day after Gem City was Wrestlemania.
Yep.
WrestleMania 31.
Yeah.
Pomp, circumstance, and spectacle of the wrestling world. You know, I have to admit, like, going into it, I really didn't give, like, a solitary shit about anything.
Yeah, I didn't have any.
But ultimately, it was not a bad show.
No, it wasn't a bad show, but okay, like, here's the problem is, like, because we've listened to other stuff and read things. And
yeah,
stuff, like,
people are fucking jerking off all over this Mania.
Yeah,
oh my God, it's the greatest Mania that ever happened.
And I'm like, what Mania were you watching? Because I was not watching that Mania. I was watching, like, to me, it did not feel like a Mania. It felt like
just like a regular pay-per-view.
Yeah, it just felt like one of the, like, other 11 pay-per-views that they have during the fucking year and stuff like that. You know, I mean, it was a really cool place that they had it at, and they did a lot of, like, crazy cool things, but... I
actually hated that, like, when they do it in the outdoor stadiums, I think it kills it for me, because, like, a lot of wrestling, like entrances and stuff, it looks so much better when there's not sunlight on it. You know what I mean? Like, some of those entrances, they just look really ridiculous in daylight. Undertaker especially, like, it takes so much away from Undertaker.
Yeah.
And, like, some of those entrances, especially, like, the Bray Wyatt entrance and a couple of the other ones, like, in the dark, would have looked a fuck of a lot cooler.
Yeah.
But we're getting ahead of ourselves on that one. But, yeah, like, ultimately, I really wasn't all that psyched up about it.
Yeah.
Other than, like, a match or two. Yeah. So we'll start from the beginning. The pre-show match, which I actually didn't see, but I think you said you did see.
Yeah, I did. I watched
it. Was the tag team Fatal 4-Way match for the tag titles. It was the champions, Tyson Kidd and Cesaro, versus the New Day, Kofi Kingston and Biggie Langston, with Xavier Woods on the side. Los Matadores, with El Torito and the Usos, who I love. So, what did you think about that match?
Okay. Like, Tyson Kidd and Cesaro did a really good job.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of both those guys.
And the Usos are really good.
Love the Usos.
Los Matadores were fucking useless.
Man, they terribly are.
Like, they're filler. It's a filler tag team.
It's a joke tag team.
It's a joke thing, and the El Torito fucking guy, like, got into it with Natalya. Mm-hmm. Like, that was fucking the thing. Now, Naomi and Natalya got into it, and that was pretty cool. But really, this match right here was like a 5-person match, because it was Tyson Kidd, Cesaro, the Usos, and fucking Kofi. That's who it was. Big E wasn't really that, like, he was in it, but I just don't feel he was as effective. And the Los Matadores, you don't know who these fuckers are, so there's just a body getting tucked around and shit like that. Well, one of the Usos did get hurt. I think it was Jay actually got hurt, like hurt his arm, and they had to take him out. So Jimmy had to do the match by himself. And that's when it became a really good one as far as the 4, because it was Tyson, Cesaro, Kofi, and Jimmy Uso. Like, all those great workers. All great workers and stuff. And literally, it was a lot of fast pace, a lot of movement and stuff, because, like, the way it was set up is, like, you could tag yourself in and stuff like that. Yeah. Like, they didn't have to tag you as long as you tagged the person.
Yeah, Fatal 4-Way rules, yeah.
Yeah, it was crazy. And, like, that caused me to not... I was under the assumption that one person was legal, and when, like, Cesaro ends up winning, they retained their title.
Yeah, I actually didn't see the finish of it. It was actually kind of clever the way they did it.
The way he went up and stuff like that, because as Jimmy's jumping off to slam down on Big E, Cesaro came up and like basically slapped his ankle in midair. So, you know, he slams him. Then immediately Cesaro comes in and hucks him out of the ring.
Right.
And pins Big E. And and the refs saw the tag. So Cesaro's the legal man. And so is Big E. And he gets the, you know, he wins it.
Yeah.
They play it very smart. I will give it to him. I think the tag team of Cesaro and Tyson Kidd is really good because they're really capable wrestlers and they're really smart.
Yeah.
Like, and you got Natalya.
Yeah.
And she's a beast.
She's a beast, and she's hotter than fire, man.
Oh, yeah. You know, and they play the heel really well. They both play it really well. The Usos are awesome, but one Uso against that many guys can only do so much. Matadores, whatever. I think the thing with the New Day is, and they said this before, too, is just like, these guys haven't clicked yet. Like, it's one of those things where it's like, you know,
they're actually more in the like supposed to be baby faces but are universally hated sort of position, unfortunately.
And it's like one of those things. It's because they're like too positive. They're like too overly positive guys.
Their kind of gimmick is like the kind of like church choir-ish sort of guys. Like they're like the evangelist sort of thing. Like Xavier Woods has that evangelist sort of gimmick.
Yeah.
And they have the positivity and stuff. Like I don't know. The thing about Big E is like, man, he's an impressive physical specimen. But there's something about his singlet that is weird to me. Like the way it's made, he has very large pecs.
And really stubby legs.
And stubby legs. Like, he has, like, big man boob sort of thing going on.
That, like, it's weird. And they said it's like they haven't meshed well. They're all great singles guys, but they haven't really found their flow together.
I think they would work better as, like, a heel unit. Like, when they originally put them together, it was supposed to be, like, a new version of the Nation. And I think that would have worked a hell of a lot better than this ridiculous fucking Tyler Perry type shit.
Yeah.
You know, I don't get it. Like... I don't know. Like, they tried that shit years ago when the Dudleys broke up and they made Devon a minister and fucking gave him Batista, like, as his debut as his deacon.
Yeah, but that was awesome, though, because Batista beat the shit out of everybody, and he was a beast. Like, it was one of those, like, it was a smart play. But this is just weird because it's like, you know, it's just... they're not meshing, and you can see it in the ring. Like, and... Really, it was just a match between Tyson, Cesaro, and the Usos, and then there was other people in there. Like, and honestly, it was weird because usually you expect some really big thing at a Kofi.
Yeah.
There wasn't.
I knew they did that, what I like to call the stacked up stupidplex, where, like, they all do the fucking double superplex.
And that was cool because, like, Big E was one of the guys on the bottom, so he could handle it, but the other guy on the bottom was Cesaro. And I know Cesaro's strong.
Cesaro's a fucking beast, though.
Yeah, but he was struggling. You could see it. Like, he was shit. Big E was like, I got this, but it's still rough. Cesaro was like, oh, fuck, goddamn, dude. Like, come on. Like,
I'm screwed.
Yeah. So, I mean, it was cool. It's on par for where the WWE is with tag champion, like tags and stuff like that. It's like, you know, there's like only a handful of actual tag teams. You know?
True.
So...
Then the next match, which is the second thing on the pre-show, which I'm kind of like annoyed by that. I actually feel like this should have been on the main show, but like since it was a kind of a longer match, I understand they didn't have time probably for it. But it was the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, 30-man Battle Royal, which Big Show won, last eliminating Damien Mizdow, or Damien Sandow, as I get his actual fucking name.
Okay, but like here's the funny part about that is like, one, I don't even think the pre-show should be called the pre-show because it's literally just 5 solid fucking hours of WrestleMania now. So that's stupid. 2, this goes to show you how not that many wrestlers there are in the WWE is they had to bring back
all the tag
guys come back out. Like, all of them, except for Jey Uso, who actually I think really did hurt his arm and like had to fucking go out. But it was like all those guys had to come right back in and fight. Now, they were going at it. There was a lot of, you know, fun. Who do you thought? And I think a lot of the big heavy hitters were like Big Show, Kane, Ryback.
Yeah, Ryback.
Some other people.
like the two main stories of the thing essentially were like basically leading up to it. They kept talking about how Big Show's never won a battle royal, even like he's been in all these battle, never actually won one. Plus, it's kind of a thing that's like it's an Andre thing too, and so like Big Show is kind of like.
But I mean, even in WCW, he never won any kind of battle royal. He's never won one. That
was part of the story. And then Ryback was eliminating a lot of people too, and like they were kind of having that dynamic. And then of course the Miz and Mizdow storyline was like the explosion finally happened, like where fucking Mizdow couldn't take it anymore and dumped Miz's ass the fuck out.
Miz was fucking verbally berating him because it got down to the point where it was just Miz, Mizdow, and Big Show, and like to play it smart, I say Mizdow should have worked with Miz to get it out. But Miz took it to that point where he basically was just like, okay, and you've done enough. Like, you went too far, and he fucking launched him.
Said too many words for me to hear.
Yeah, too much fucking chest poking and fucking all kinds of shit.
You only poke a guy in the chest like 2 times before like his mind goes white. He just fucking kills you.
And he did. He fucking basically just launches his ass. And you know what? Big Show's like, kudos. But I'll give you credit. It was like, this is where you would expect the Big Show to just immediately fucking huck, Mizdow out. And it didn't go that way. Mizdow fucking kind of went toe to toe with fucking the Big Show and almost got him. Almost won and shit. So, but he ended up losing. Big Show won. It was great for him, but I think it also established a lot of stuff for Mizdow, Sandow, as far as being, again, a legitimate competitor and breaking off that whole fucking.
You know what makes no sense to me, though, is like, and this is like going on Raw the next night.
Yeah.
They were still calling him Mizdow instead of Sandow.
Yeah.
And he was still, like, dressed in Miz gear and still doing Miz moves, like, in his match.
Yeah.
And then, like, he won his match, and then Miz came out and attacked him and shit. And I'm like, okay, I would rather that if they split that he would have just been like, no, I am Sandow, like, not Mizdow, and fucking have, a feud that way.
I think they're building something up for, like, an identity crisis type thing. Because the problem with doing that, though, is who is Damian Sandow? Because, like, when he came out before Mizdow, every time it was a different fucking, like, douchey character.
Yeah, well, like, his original character was, like, the, hyper-intelligent, like, better-than-you sort of guy. And, like, I mean, he won Money in the Bank, and that's what sucks is, like, he was poised to be a main event player.
Yeah.
And then, like, after he won Money in the Bank, they lost confidence and he had injuries and stuff like that. And they, like, he's one of the few people to lose his Money in the Bank. Like, he lost his briefcase to Cena.
Yeah.
Like, they had a fantastic match, one of Cena's better matches of that year. But then once he lost that briefcase, it's like he just went straight down the fucking toilet. Then he started being the guy who dresses up as people and being Miz's fucking sidekick.
Yeah. And that's the thing.
Miz is essentially a fucking joke. It's sad, really, to see the fact that, like, Miz a few years ago was WWE champion and fucking main eventing WrestleMania against Cena.
Yeah.
And then now he's a below mid-card joke. He's basically like an opening match sort of fucking joke at this point.
Okay, but here's the problem.
I'm like, okay, here's the thing though. He fucking sucks. Like, ring-wise, he's perfectly fine, but there's no way you can ever believe anything Miz ever does. Like, he's the least believable wrestler in the ring I've ever seen. Like, no matter what he does, I just can't believe it. Like, I can't suspend disbelief on Miz because he is Miz. He will forever be that pud from fucking Real World to me.
Yeah, okay, but here's the thing. Did you watch The Real World?
Yeah.
Like, I did too, and that's why it's believable, because, like, I saw him on The Real World, like, when he became The Miz, like, that was his dream and shit like that. That was, like, he fucking worked his ass off. He did all that stuff. So for me, all that shit's believable. I could believe he could do it.
I believe that he loves to do it and stuff, but it's like when he talks and when he fucking in the ring, it's just like there's just he inspires no fear, like, as far as a heel or anything like that.
But he's not a fear heel though. He's not. He's a douchebag heel. That's the thing.
Even that, I'm like, okay, you're a douchebag, but I don't care. Like, there's just something utterly forgettable about him, you know?
I mean, that's possible, but, I mean...
I don't know.
That's the thing. And the problem is like, he wouldn't be a low-card guy if the fucking locker room wasn't, like, maybe 40 guys, if they're lucky.
Yeah.
If they're lucky. That's the problem, is like, he would still be a mid-card guy, but with the fact that they basically shit-canned so many fucking people, it's like somebody's got to be the low card, dude. And unfortunately, like, they got that status.
The other thing I mentioned about the Battle Royal is Cody Rhodes' entrance gear. The Mr. Sinister cape that he was sporting. That was fan-fucking-tastic.
It was crazy. But now he's going, like, full-on fucking out there. And
yeah,
shit.
the
like,
Stardust thing has really kind of taken on an interesting direction. Like his heel version of Stardust is actually very interesting.
Yeah, because now he's, like, going on full-on fucking crazy, as in, like, he's not Cody Rhodes. He's from, like, the fifth element, like, fifth dimension fucking thing like this. Like, he's going on full-on fucking... Kooky lost it shit.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, it makes sense because that's where the progression would go. But as Battle Royals go, it was pretty damn good. Oh, yeah, it was a really good one. There was a lot of, like, oh, shit, you think it could happen? Like, I really thought fucking the Big Show was about to get hucked out by fucking Ryback.
Yeah, Ryback's a fucking beast.
He was a beast. He was ready for it.
I did like the way he eliminated, Big Show eliminated him, though. Like, Ryback was charging up for his fucking, attack, and then Big Show was like, nope.
I mean, Big Show single-handedly fucking took out the New Day. Like, knocked out fucking Xavier Woods, hucked fucking Big E, and then I think pretty much tossed Kofi out.
Yeah.
Like, he fucking did a good job.
Next up was what I would say was probably my favorite match of the show, besides Cena and Rusev.
Yeah.
Which is the Intercontinental title.
The ladder match. Yeah.
Daniel Bryan, Bad News Barrett, R-Truth, Dean Ambrose, Luke Harper, Dolph Ziggler, and Stardust.
To me,
that was when Stardust came out. I'm sorry, not the Battle Royal.
I think for me, the weakest link in this one is R-Truth.
Really? Because I would say Luke Harper was more of a weak link than R-Truth, but I think Truth is a fucking hell of a competitor, but he's like, character-wise, he's basically useless.
Character-wise,
they've turned him into such a joke.
Okay, but here's the problem with this is, like, character-wise, he's useless, and they kept building up to the fact that in the match, R-Truth has, like, a death fear of heights.
Yeah.
So it was like you weren't really going to expect much from him in that sense. And I really don't recall him doing a lot of big, crazy shit.
No, but ultimately this match was fucking awesome.
Yeah. Honestly, this match came down to 4 people. Like, legit. It was Bryan, Barrett, Ambrose, and Ziggler.
God, like, yes.
I mean, they fucking put it out on the line. Like, nothing against Stardust or fucking Harper or fucking Truth. They did some really good stuff, too. But those 4 were the ones that, like, you could tell wanted it.
There was an insane spot that it was Barrett and Stardust on the top of the ladder, and he superplexed Cody off the top of the ladder. And when they hit, Barrett hit so bad.
Yeah.
He looked like he took more damage on it than Cody
did, dude, because it was all shoulders.
He hit all shoulders, and he rolled, like, up over, and it looked wicked fucked up.
He sold it well, though.
Oh, God.
And then, oh, God, dude, Ambrose, though, wins for the most hard fucking,
yeah, they did that spot has been done in Money in the Bank before, like, they did it with Edge years ago, where, like, they bridged the ladder between the apron of the ring and the barrier on the outside. But when Dean Ambrose went over, he bounced on the ladder and the ladder snapped in half.
Yeah,
and then, oh my God, the way he hit scared
and then his legs, his knees
me.
came to his fucking forehead,
just
dude.
Cracked himself in the fucking skull with his knees. It was insane.
Yeah,
Ziggler
it was took some fucking
sick,
amazing hits
bomb.
too, though. Ziggler took some fucking crazy hits. It was ridiculous.
They did exactly what they should have done, and they put Daniel Bryan over. And putting that belt on Daniel Bryan gives legitimacy to the belt.
Yeah.
And what they are, which I give them credit for this, finally trying to do is bring legitimacy to the second tier belts.
Yeah.
Which, considering you've had an absentee world champion for the last year, it should have already happened. They should have done this months ago.
Yeah.
They should have made these titles mean something.
Yeah, because like literally they've only got 4 titles, really. Like, I don't count the Divas bullshit because that, to me, that's a fucking joke. But you've got Intercontinental, US, Tag, and fucking Heavy.
Yep.
That's it. you know.
Daniel Bryan won. Like the final spot was like Bryan. Was it Bryan and Ambrose? No, Ziggler.
Yeah, Ziggler.
Bryan and Ziggler at the top of the ladder, and Bryan just fucking headbutts the shit out of him. About
they headbutted each other
8 fucking times.
Just
yeah,
headbutting the shit out of each other.
Vicious headbutts, and then fucking finally he knocked Ziggler off and got the belt.
I love Ziggler. I feel bad for him because no matter what he does to keep his hair from fucking like going into that crazy curly fucking Jewy like
the soul glow
thing, that soul glow thing. Dude, he had it in like fucking like almost like cornrow braids, and it still came out. Like he just can't win with that thing. Like it's
the only thing you can do is just cut it off, man.
Yeah,
like,
and he's not going to.
He has the curliest, springiest fucking hair.
Yeah, but I mean, they did a great job. Everyone, kudos to all of them.
It was one of the 2 matches I was looking forward to the most.
Yeah.
And it absolutely delivered.
And it does 2 things. Like you said, it does bring legitimacy to the belt because you gave it actually like a really good fucking competitor the belt. But it also placates the Bryan fans.
Yeah.
Because they were pissy as fuck after Royal Rumble. Yeah. And I mean, I understand because he did get hucked out pretty damn quick.
Yeah.
There was a lot of people in there that kind of got hucked out a little too quick.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I mean, dude, I had no illusion that Daniel Bryan was going to win the Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
None. It wasn't going to fucking happen. The people that were in that thing, he wasn't going to fucking do it.
The weird thing is, like, it's kind of, if you look at, like, last year's Mania and this year's Mania, it's kind of ass backwards.
Yeah.
Because last year was him beating 3 main event guys to be world champion, and then this year he's, winning a match to be IC champion. So it's kind of like an ass backwards thing. It would make more sense story progression-wise to have been the opposite of that,
But it makes sense, though, because he's coming back from the neck injury, too.
He's working his way back up the ladder.
So, that's fine. Then you have the next match, which, wow, I fucking love this match. It was awesome. Randy Orton, Seth Rollins, and then J&J.
Security. Mercury and Noble, you gotta love them.
Yeah. They fucking play their jobs well. Oh my god. They're really good about it.
Yeah.
But I love the story build up for this one because this is beautiful because this is like really skilled, amazing wrestlers who are fucking like sadistic and fucking like maniacal. Like these motherfuckers play games hard and they fucking it was an amazing match. It was constantly one of those like, oh shit, he's gonna win. Oh fuck no, he's gonna win. Like you didn't know what was gonna happen. They beat the shit out of each other. Randy beat the shit out of fucking he double fucking what was it, DDT?
Yeah, double DDT off the fucking ropes,
out to the fucking like ground, both Noble and Mercury at the same time. Took them out pretty much, and then he just had Rollins for the whole fucking rest of it. And I mean, curb stomps, fucking RKOs and shit like that. Like
best RKO I've ever seen.
Oh yeah,
the finish of the match was like poetry in motion.
Most epic fucking just like, and this goes to show you why Randy Orton has one of the best finishing moves ever because you can literally bust the fucking RKO out from fucking
nowhere.
Nowhere. You can literally look like you are about to lose, and then it's there.
Yeah.
Like, and that's why he's the Viper. He literally is fucking. He's like kind of fucking stumbly. Fucking Rollins is ready. He goes up to do this fucking like literally like basically Randy Orton is like halfway epic curb stomp. Like he's bent over like half standing type thing. Goes up to run up like the side of him and it's literally gonna stomp him into the fucking through the mat. And as soon as his foot touches Randy Orton's shoulder, Randy fucking pops him up in the air. And you see the twist and the look on Rollins' face, the ref's face.
Yeah, the ref like sold that like a motherfucker.
Everybody's face was holy shit because it's like as soon as he pops up, you see Rollins fucking just doing this, arms swinging in the air, and it's just boom, RKO, just boom. I mean, I've never seen an RKO from that height. Like Randy Orton jumps too and like catches him halfway down and like just. RKO slams. I had to watch that. Like, we rewound it and watched it a couple times because we were just like, we were watching it on the network and we were like, holy shit, the amount of air and the slam.
That move is like that's one of those moves. It's like that's what's beautiful about wrestling and the cooperation. Like that's what makes wrestling an art form to me because like it's so epic.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Fucking if you look at the line, like I basically like to think of it like this: is like if you look at the family tree that move is from, you get stunners, you get
Diamond Cutter,
you
Color
get
Crusher,
Jake the Snake
DDT,
and stuff. Moves that literally can be done from anywhere at any time in just a split second. You make the wrong move and it's there and it's explosive. It's not. It doesn't look half-assed ever. It's just boom, and it's a devastating fucking move.
Yeah.
And it's all from guys that are smart. It's not like they're good wrestlers, but they are fucking just technical both on the ring and in the fucking the mental game. Like these guys are just insane, and I think that's awesome to watch. That his move, he basically has one of the moves from that family line.
Yeah, it was absolutely fucking amazing.
Oh yeah,
it was one of the best finishes that I've seen in a long time to any match.
Yeah,
I think the match worked well to like keep Orton at his same level of over.
Yeah,
and like Rollins is on the way up, sort of over, and he's a very good heel at the moment.
Yeah, and it was interesting because, like, Randy won. Randy whooped his ass and shit like that, which is the logical progression because, that was going to happen. Which is, there was a lot of momentum for Rollins, so it was interesting that they, did that. But like I said, it's the logical progression.
By the end of the show, it made complete sense.
Yeah. So, I mean, it makes complete sense, and you guys will understand why. I'm pretty sure most of you have
probably already seen it
and stuff, like you understand why. But yeah, that was a really amazing match. And then there was the match after it.
And then there was Sting versus Triple H.
Okay, I was not a fan of this going in anyways. Like, I said it the whole fucking time. I was like, this is stupid. This is fucking retarded. This is not what Sting came here to do. Why the fuck are you guys having him do this? Oh, well, Bray Wyatt needs to fight The Undertaker. Why? What the fuck is that going to do for anybody? Like...
literally nothing.
Yeah. Okay, so the match between... Interesting. The match between fucking Sting and Triple H...
First of all, let's start with the entrances.
Oh, God. Okay, yeah.
Sting's entrance was pretty normal.
Again, it probably would have been one of those. It would have been way more cooler if it was indoors and, like, the lights could go out and all that stuff. Classic, traditional Japanese drum entrance.
Yeah, so you had the bring in the noise, bring in the funk entrance.
Yeah, which is really cool. They're all painted up. He came out, has, again... fucking amazing jacket.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Like, him and Undertaker have, like, the best jackets.
Best trench coats ever.
Yeah. So, that was fucking awesome to see. And then, literally, that's awesome. Then Triple H comes out. And, oh my god.
Apparently this played better live, which I understand because I didn't see the cheeseball graphics and shit that were on the screen.
Yeah.
So...
I don't even know how this would play better live because it just looked like shit. Like,
again, I think it would have been aided much by darkness and like smoke and shit.
Yeah, or just not doing that.
Or just not doing it because it's fucking stupid.
Yeah, because so you guys knew that they inducted Schwarzenegger into the Hall of Fame, which again makes no fucking sense.
Because he was on an episode of Raw once.
Yeah. So whatever, you're gonna fucking do what you're gonna do, and then it becomes, for all you people that are wondering why would they do that? It becomes very fucking clear why when Triple H enters the fucking ring.
So these like cheeseball graphics start up.
Yeah.
That look like they seriously came out in 1993.
Yeah. And then you realize what it is. It's fucking cheesy, bad Terminator fucking graphics.
And Arnold comes up on the screen looking 3,000 years old.
Like he does.
Yes. It's time to play the game.
Oh, because like they're doing like this whole fucking like the red eye looking for the target thing, and then it's like, oh, it's Sting and shit like that, and fucking, you know, then of course he does his little spiel. Time to play the game. Time to play the game. And then fucking, so there's holes in the entrance area. You can see this. You knew something was coming out of these things. I had assumed it was going to be something more like with the Undertaker or some shit like that. No, what it turns out to be is 4 life-size fucking, like, statuesque fucking...
Statues? They were statues.
They were, Terminators.
Like, T-800s or whatever.
Yeah, the T-800s. Then a bunch of fucking dip wigglers in fucking tack gear and shit come out, and they're fucking like, all right, go stand on the X and look hard for a minute. Like, there's no fucking... It's stupid. Then... Oh, God, it was just so bad. Out of the middle one comes a Triple H with a fucking T-800 mantle thing.
It was like this big exoskeleton-y sort of fucking...
Like shoulder thing.
And it was so heavy, he couldn't move with it on.
No, he wasn't supposed to because it was being held up by a pole on his back. So he's just standing there. And then he's got his skull and crown, but it's T-800 looking, and he's got the arms, and then they come take the shoulders off, but he still has the mask, and he's kind of like standing there. And the dumbest fucking thing I've ever seen in my fucking life. Okay, he's standing there, still looking like a dipshit. What are we gonna do? Let's give him a fucking like piece of rope that has a bunch of T-800 skulls on it. Okay.
2 guys run over. One gives him one in each hand. Yeah. He stands there and poses menacingly, like, ah.
He doesn't even
for about 10 seconds.
Yeah, just literally sits there and holds
and then he drops them.
And then he's like, wow, oh shit, son. I just dropped these skulls. What now? I'm fucking Triple H.
Meanwhile, somewhere backstage, Schwarzenegger's vigorously masturbating.
Yeah.
I got it.
Triple H. I'm going to go see I'm gonna go see my new movie.
Everybody. All of the wrestling idiots are going to go see my movie.
Yeah, no.
All of the white trash America will love the Terminator again.
It was fucking bad. It was so bad. And
Arnold was literally coming in his Depends.
Yeah, it was fucking horrible. Again, it might have looked better slightly.
No.
2% better in the dark. But it was fucking stupid because it's like, okay, how are you going to go from like when you did the entrance with the crown and the barbarian, like King of Kings with the fucking Motorhead and shit like that, to being fucking Arnold Stroke Boy for his fucking new movie, and you stand there, you can't do anything. He couldn't do the spit, he couldn't do nothing. He stood there like a fucking marionette Muppet with Schwarzenegger's hand up his ass. Like, that's what it was. It was fucking stupid.
He looked like such a massive jackass.
Oh, he did. Like, if I was Sting, I'd fucking be pissing myself laughing hysterically.
And even worse, it all looked like shit. Like, it didn't look cool at all.
No.
They're very obviously statues that weren't moving.
Yeah, there was nothing. It was just bad.
The exoskeleton-y shoulder piece thing itself looked terrible.
Yeah.
It looked like it was like some shit you'd see at a fucking Halloween store.
And I was like, okay, if you're supposed to be technically like one of these T-800s, why would you have like in both hands like collection of other T-800 skulls? Makes no fucking sense. Oh, I'm so badass. I kick other T-800's asses because I'm T-800 the game. You know, I'm fucking the greatest. Woo, woo, woo. It's stupid. All right? You're a fucking moron.
I'm Triple H. Oh, my God. I have a me and Arnold Schwarzenegger are best friends. I'm going to fucking kill you.
I'm going to fucking promote your movie. Like, fuck this. Oh, my God. It was bad. Okay, so then I was like...
It was the worst thing I've ever seen.
Yeah. Oh, God. So I was like, all right, let's just do this match because I was at least hoping this match was going to be awesome.
It was just so fucking ridiculously hokey. I can't describe it. Like, words can't really... Like, you just have to see it. Like, go find it. Like,
the best way to describe it is, do you guys remember, like, way back in the 90s when WCW had, like...
RoboCop?
No. Actually, RoboCop looked better than this. When they did, like, the Halloween pay-per-view.
Halloween Havoc?
Halloween Havoc. Those were fucking hokey. This was
a whole other level high school play fucking...
This was worse because you have today's technology, but you fucking dumbed it down to back then's technology and made what they did look better. It was bad. Then you get to the match. Oh my god. Okay, so...
Okay, the in-ring part of it is not horrible.
No.
Both of them are good workers.
Yeah.
But it was very smoke and mirrors.
Yeah, a lot of smoke and mirrors shit. And
like partway into the match, when it looks like Sting's got the advantage, DX comes out.
Yeah, the music kicks up and shit like that.
So it's Billy, Road Dogg, and X-Pac.
X-Pac.
I'm X-Pac. Look at me wagging my tongue. This tongue's been in China's asshole. I was in a porno movie. I blew up my own anus doing my finishing move.
My O-ring is damaged.
So they come out and they fucking attack Sting. Like, and do distraction and all that shit.
Yeah, like, go to beat his ass. And then the strangest... Okay, I guess I can kind of, like, somewhat, like, keyhole, see what they were trying to do with this, but it's still a really big stretch. You hear the NWO music.
Yeah.
And then Hall, Nash, and Hogan come out.
Looking collectively 5 billion years old between them.
But yet Nash is still fucking badass. Like, still a goddamn
thing. And you know, give Scott Hall credit, he looks a fucking billion times better than the last, than about a year ago.
So they come out, and it's basically what they wanted, NWO versus DX. And, okay, two things that scared the shit out of me and blew my mind was, one, I saw Hall take a bump, like a
flat back bump on the fucking floor.
From
not
fucking,
the ring,
from
the floor.
Ass.
Yeah.
And that was like, whoa, that was
scared
impressive.
The shit piss out of me.
That was impressive. I was like, kudos. The thing that really was like, oh, goddamn, X-Pac's fucking bull rushed Hogan to the ground.
Yeah,
like,
Hogan took a bump.
Like, Hogan took a bump, like, full frontal bump, and I was like, I thought you were told you couldn't do that shit no more. You could, like,
I've heard since the most recent surgery, like, he's gone, like, he did an experimental, like, new kind of surgery, and apparently, like, he is doing much better. Like, you can see the way he moves, he's doing much better.
Yeah.
Like, he isn't lurching nearly as bad.
Yeah, but still.
But still, don't fucking do that. You're 60
I mean, it's pretty
old.
much just, like, Nash beating the shit out of all of them.
Mm-hmm.
And, okay, so it fucking deteriorates, and then they basically all become, like, lumberjacks around the match and shit.
And then fucking Sting gets Triple H in the Scorpion Deathlock.
Yeah.
And out of nowhere, Shawn Michaels is in the ring and super kicks the living piss shit out of Sting.
Yeah.
And, I'm thinking, fuck, that's the finish.
That's the finish.
But then Sting kicks out, and I'm like, oh, that's great. That's fucking awesome.
And me thinking, okay, progressively what I had seen earlier on or heard about and stuff was like Triple H had fucking like thrown Flair out of like a ring or some shit like that. So I was like, okay, your big thing was you had fucking Shawn come out, super kick Sting. So what's the next thing in like retaliation? Flair comes out and fucking woo, and then fucking stomps fucking, Triple H's monkey ass and puts him in the figure 4. Does it happen? No. What happens? It becomes fucking, I'm Triple H. I have a sledgehammer.
Yeah, Shawn and the other guys get the fucking sledgehammer.
Yeah.
And give it to Triple H, and then Hogan pulls the fucking bat out and gives it to Sting, and then they fucking square off with it, and Sting whacks the shit out of the sledgehammer and snaps it. Yeah.
And the look on Triple H's face is kind of priceless, though. He's like...
And he fucking, like, gives Triple H a stinger splash, and he goes to give him a second one.
And Triple H had picked up the head of the sledgehammer and basically just slams him in the fucking chest with it and stuff. Was it in the chest?
he slammed him in the head with it, and he didn't even pedigree him. That's the thing, like, that's the thing I was surprised. He didn't pedigree him for the finish.
Nope.
He just whacked him in the dome piece and pinned him.
It was the sledge. So knocks him out, pins him, wins, then everybody gets in the match, like basically, one of these things. And then the weirdest, most fucking against every storyline they've been building up to for this shit happens is they're all in there and fucking like Triple H is like, no, guys, I gotta do this and stuff like that. And basically, they're like, no, don't do this. And fucking, the NWO guys are holding up fucking Sting and shit like that. And he's kind of looking, and basically it does that thing where fucking Triple H puts his hands out, and then Sting's looking at it, and then looking at the guys, and they're like, don't do it, man.
Dude, he's still
Don't do it. Oh, no, yeah, fuck, he's fucking...
Arnold's in the back going, do it, you want to do it. Do it.
All right, and then fucking, so Sting shakes his hand, and that's what it is. Like, that's the fucking thing. Like,
which makes less than no sense, especially considering the build-up to the match was that Sting said he came to stop Triple H from fucking driving the company into the ground, essentially. Yeah. Like, he is there to fucking take out Triple H.
Yeah.
So Triple H cheats constantly in the match. Of course, it was like a fucking no-holds-barred whatever, but he fucking crook beats him, and then he shakes his hand. Why?
Yeah, that makes no goddamn sense. And it was just like, it fucking negated any kind of credibility this fucking match had. And stuff, and you knew exactly what it was immediately. This was fucking, and I hold nothing against Triple H for this one, because Triple H is only really in control of NXT. He is not in control of like the rest of the shit. That is still Vince McMahon, and Vince is a very vindictive, petty piece of shit. So what did he wanted to do? He wanted to prove that Triple H could beat Sting and that DX would beat NWO.
Yeah, because even though he fucking bought them and they're out of business, somehow he's still trying to fucking prove that he's better than WCW.
Because Sting fucking waited 15 years. Was like, fuck you.
That is hilarious, too. During the entire build-up, they pretend like Sting has basically just been nowhere for the last 15 years, even though he's been like multiple-time NWA and TNA champion.
Except for this time, they do the one time during the week, the Wrestlemania week, they do an interview with Flair. And Flair's like, they basically are like, oh yeah, he hasn't been doing anything for 15 years. And Flair's like, what are you talking about? He's been down south wrestling. And they all man, from what I hear, the looks they all gave Flair was like, are you
Ric Flair gives no fucks.
And it's just like, dude, I'm Flair. I'll go fuck what's-her-face is McMahon. I'll fuck the daughter and the wife, all of them. I don't give a fuck. I am Ric Flair. Like, fuck you. Don't give a shit.
Style and profile all over your ball sack.
Like, I will fucking throw a jacket down, stop a butthole, elbow that shit, and walk the fuck off.
Smack my forehead till I bleed.
Yeah, does not give a fuck. And that was beautiful. So it was just like, it was so
It was a big fucking shit burger.
It was so fucking weird. And it was bullshit because, like, I was like, if this match has to happen, which apparently it had to fucking happen, it better be fucking amazing because Sting is a great wrestler. And you can at least, Triple H can make it look like he is a decent wrestler. So it's like, it better fucking go. And it didn't. It fucking literally, like, was them wrestling for a little bit, and then it degenerated into this fucking bullshit thing. And it was crap.
No one in the ring in this match was under fucking 40 years old. Like, under like 45.
Yeah,
like,
it was bad.
But not for Triple H. None of them. Well, I don't know. Like, I don't know how old X-Pac and Road Dogg and shit. I think they're at least
X-Pac, I think, is older than Triple H.
He might actually be. Like, they're all damn near 50 or above. Hogan is 60.
Yeah. Fucking X-Pac was the 1-2-3 kid back in, like, the old school WWF days. Like, so, I know he's fucking old. I mean, every fucking one of them was showing gray. It was just like, you couldn't tuck that shit in. And it was crap.
Nash makes that shit work, though.
Oh, he still looks like a badass.
No matter what.
All of them.
Nash is one of those guys that when they went gray, they started looking cooler.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he just looks cool.
It's like he's got just that sweet guy. Salt and pepper, and then he went into that fucking Silver Fox fucking badass
he's fucking
look.
Silver Fox
pimp. He's just like, what's up? And then you're like, oh, but your hair, it's all long and gray. I'll cut it. And then you're like, you even look more badass now.
He actually looks better with short hair, I think. Yeah.
And it was just like, fuck, dude. So that was that match. That was what I like to call the big fucking letdown.
It was a fucking shit cheeseburger of a fucking match, I'll tell you that.
And then next is, to me, I don't know why this was this far up in fucking
It's the ranking. Death spot card, like, as far as that, like, it's the breather match. They always put the women, like, right in the middle of the card, so it's the fucking death spot.
Hey, guys, intermission, you can go take a shit, get a fucking snack. Like that. It's just these fucking hooahs fucking doing some shit.
Which is unfortunate, because the match wasn't really that bad.
Okay, let me rephrase that. AJ Lee and Paige were really good, but the Bella Twins suck fucking donkey dick.
They're not great, but they can be led through a passable match.
Which one's... Is it Nikki? Is Nikki the bigger one? The one that's with Cena?
Nikki is the one with Cena. Brie is the one with Daniel Bryan.
Okay,
yet.
Nikki is starting
Nikki's
to learn
a decent
how to,
worker.
Yeah, she's a good worker. Brie's fucking stupid.
Yeah,
Brie
AJ is the
can't
best
do
worker in the
shit.
match. Paige is probably a close second.
Yeah, and then Nikki's actually starting to do it, and it was cool. You know, they were having decent, but my God, the problem is like none of these fucking girls, none of them can hold up the other one for shit.
No.
So it was a lot of like, I'm gonna do this move, except for I don't have the upper body fucking power to hold you for it long enough to do it. There were so many dropped Hurricane Ranas and fucking other shit. Like it was bad. But I mean, it was whatever. Fucking AJ Lee and Paige fucking defeated them and stuff. Now the Bellas were expected to win this because like there was some shit between AJ and Paige, and the Bella Twins had been on a roll and shit. But it was like whatever. AJ fucking submitted the shit out of them with that fucking move that she does.
Yeah.
That thing happened, and then literally it's like the song goes. It was fucking dust in the wind. Once that thing was over, nobody gave a fuck.
Nobody gave a fuck while it was going either.
Yeah. Next is actually surprisingly
awesome.
A really damn good fucking match considering who's in it.
First of all, Rusev's entrance, epic.
Yeah.
Fucking full Russian Guard soldiers.
Yeah. Tank.
He came in on a fucking tank.
It was awesome.
Lana's like fucking looking epically gorgeous with her fucking like all pure white outfit.
Drago fucking
looking like fucking Drago's woman and shit.
Yeah. So they come in, there's fucking awesome. Then you get fucking Cena, and he does his thing. Actually, his was really tame compared.
Yeah, like I think like, he just did like essentially a basic entrance.
Yeah, basic entrance and stuff. And I think that he wanted to do that. He didn't want nothing fucking crazy, hokey and stuff. Like he did the like Americans.
Yeah, they had that like little video that ran first. It was like America.
Yeah, and I'm like, okay, whatever. Comes out and they fucking go at it. And I mean,
they whip the shit out of each other.
They whip the shit out of each other, and this is great because like this is one of those few wrestlers like that can fucking make John take like make him look like he's taking shit, you know. And it was fucking great. They beat the hose piss out of each other, and let it not be said that fucking John every once in a blue moon
didn't actually do something different. Like
and he did a move that was interesting.
Awesome.
He did a fucking from the second rope. Yeah. Did a second rope bounce back stunner.
Yeah, like Rusev. It looked like he ran and hit the jumped and hit the second rope, and it looked like he was gonna do like a fucking moonsault or something. But
he bounces back into Rusev's torso enough that Rusev kind of like lurches forward and just stuns him.
I was like, holy shit, did John Cena just do something awesome?
He just did a new move.
Fuck?
Yeah.
The sixth move of Doom?
and they beat the shit out of him. Now, the funny thing is, though, like, I think they're trying to, I don't know if it's, like, supposed to be for good, but there was a little, like, dissension.
Well, there's been some dissension stuff between him and Lana. Like, Lana has, like, shown compassion, and Rusev is like, fuck that.
Fucking destroy and stuff like that, because this match wouldn't have happened if it wasn't for her.
Yeah, she conceded to give
because, like, fucking John fucking was, like, gonna break Rusev's neck, like, had him unconscious, and she was the one that's like, fine, we'll give you the rematch and shit. Yeah, like, Rusev was not happy about that.
It was a good match. Like, Cena broke the fucking Accolade, which no one had done.
Broke it. And then fucking beat him.
Yeah, like he took multiple finishers, but he did beat him. And, like, it really, it meant something. Like, it made the U.S. title seem fucking important. Like, John Cena was working his ass off to get this belt.
And I mean, dude, fucking Rusev put him in the fucking Accolade a bunch
of times,
bunch of times.
Rusev, to me, like, he's one of my favorite people right now because he's just so, like, a throwback to the old school of wrestling. He's this big, barrel-chested motherfucker who's not ripped to shreds.
No.
But he's just massive. He's this big, bear motherfucker. He's that old school foreign heel. Like, he can he's like Muay Thai shit, like he has no boots,
not Muay Thai,
but Sambo and fucking like that sort of like he's a fucking fighter and like he's kind of like one of those legit tough guy looking motherfuckers, and he can throw people around like crazy and like he really does look impressive as fuck. And he will throw a fucking beating on. And, like, his facials are epic. Like, everything about Rusev is just
he did, dude.
Spot on.
Oh, my God. Him and fucking John beat the piss shit out of each other. It was ridiculous.
I give Cena credit. Like, he is not afraid to take a beating. Like, you saw it in the Lesnar match last year. Like, fucking John Cena is not afraid to get the shit kicked out of him.
There was no, like, you could tell they're kind of, like, milking that shit. No, like, it was one of those, they were fucking ham-fisting the shit out of each other.
Yeah, they were potatoing each other.
And it was fucking great, dude. So, John ends up winning and getting the fucking, United States title, which was his first title. So it was fucking...
Yeah, which is the first belt he ever won,
First belt he ever won and stuff. So he said it was personal for him.
And again, building legitimacy to the secondary titles. So that was, I really, really enjoyed that match. And then, afterwards, Rusev was, not happy with Lana whatsoever.
Oh, no. She had, a busted-ass fucking... Dude, he didn't even help her. They fucking had to get trainers to get her out. Dude, he fucking left her,
because she got knocked off the apron by Cena.
By him.
Oh, by him, because Cena whipped him into the thing.
And it looked like she actually really did fuck up her ankle. Because, man, she landed it weird.
I'm not usually a blonde guy.
She's not really blonde, though.
Something about her, though. Yeah. She's got the thing.
She does.
And she can talk, too, man. Yeah. She's a promo.
Yeah.
So then there's The Undertaker and Bray Wyatt.
Okay.
So, I liked Bray Wyatt's entrance.
Yeah.
A lot of people gave it shit and said it was cheesy or whatever.
I was more cheesy than the fucking...
Compared to the Triple H entrance?
Yeah, the Gaminator. Yeah, fucking Jesus Christ.
I didn't have these scarecrows.
But it is. It's one of those things where it would have looked cooler if
in the dark. It would look so
dark. If it had been
cool.
nighttime, it would have been better.
God,
He had these fucking, positioned scarecrow guys everywhere, and it was basically he came out with the lantern and this actually really fucking cool-looking jacket. I like the
really cool-looking jacket.
And he had different pants on. His costume was different.
Yeah.
And it was really cool. But he came out and basically it was like him giving life to these fucking scarecrow guys, and they fucking started shambling down with him and stuff.
I thought it was really fucking
and
cool,
it was
to be honest.
I'd give it credit. It was actually pretty neat. And so he fucking gets to the ring, and then fucking...
Undertaker just did his most basic
he did the most basic thing. And you know what? I kind of dig that because Undertaker was not trying to take away from Bray.
No.
It was basically... and the same thing I think with John Cena, because those two are fucking, they're huge.
Yeah.
But these two other guys are they need as much push as they can get. So Undertaker just did the most basic smoke, basic outfit, nothing crazy.
I'd say he looked damn good.
Oh, God, dude.
He actually looked much better than he did last year.
Yeah, his hair, he didn't have the mohawk. He just had,
kind of short hair, more like the length of, when he was American Badass Undertaker.
Yeah. Second, was it...
not the long-haired badass, but the short-haired, the heel Undertaker badass.
And he fucking... did his basic fucking boom come in, thing, and they went at it. And dude, he did some stuff that I was surprised he did. He did the old school classic up the top rope, but he didn't do anything stupid. I didn't see no over the top rope dives, nothing. And he played an Undertaker that was still broken. That's what I liked, is he sold this I got destroyed by Lesnar thing.
Yeah.
And he's still broken, but he's basically story-wise, it was I'm still broken, but you made the fucking mistake. You called me out. You fucking tried to do this. And so, that's what it was. And he comes out, and it's fucking straight up. It's old school badass striker Undertaker.
Yep.
It's they're beating the shit out of each other. And this match gave me a lot of respect for Bray Wyatt. Yep. I was never a huge Bray Wyatt fan. I still don't think he's that fucking scary like they like to build him up. Really, no. But it's you work with what you got. Undertaker's leaving. Bray's pretty much the closest thing. So... Kane doesn't wear the mask.
They worked a good match.
They worked a really good match. They both played to their fucking strengths. They both sold moves. Oh, man. Undertaker sold a fucking, a 2 count. That was amazing. Yeah,
they both kicked out of each other's finishers. Bray kicked out of the tombstone, and Undertaker looked like he was about to shit his pants. He was so shocked.
Yeah.
And fucking the best spot, which I think actually was the finish of the match, was Bray went to give him the Sister Abigail again.
Yeah.
And Taker reversed out of it into the tombstone.
Yeah. The coolest, though, was the first time he tried the Sister Abigail, fucking Undertaker just grabs him by the throat and then fucking choke slams, does the fucking thing.
Yeah.
Then Wyatt fucking mocks him by doing it back when he does the fucking Sister Abigail to him the first time. And, fucking Undertaker beat him. And, I think a lot of people were wondering if they were going to let Bray win or not. And they didn't. Undertaker won, but they gave Bray a match that would put him over.
Yeah.
That's the thing. And I think Undertaker really wanted to help Bray, because I'm pretty sure he knows that family pretty well.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, yeah. Mike Rotundo is. Yeah.
So it's like, he wants to help him too. Plus, because he knows that he's not gonna be there. He's like, I do it one match a year now. Like,
basically.
I'm gonna help and stuff like that, but I'm not gonna let you beat me. Like, and so Bray, gets his ass whooped and shit like that. But I think he's gonna like come back and do some shit. I'm still hoping for the Sting Undertaker thing.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully it'll happen, but I don't know how much it'll mean if they do it next year, and I don't know what shape either one of them will be in by then, or what they're going to do with Sting in the meantime, if they do anything with him.
Yeah.
It's kind of up in the air still.
Yeah.
But, and then, of course, the headliner was the Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns for the championship.
Okay, now, I fucking love this goddamn match.
Especially considering I couldn't give a solitary fuck going into it.
No, that was the thing. Nobody could give a solitary fuck
Reigns
going into this.
overpushed,
Okay, this was a problem because, there was problems with both these guys. Reigns was overpushed, and Lesnar
was absentee champion
and was a fuck about it.
Yeah.
Just a fuck about it.
Yeah.
So, they fucking go in there, and I mean... You thought Rusev and John beat the shit out of each other? Fuck no, dude.
No, they hammered each other.
They
oh my God.
potatoed ham-fisted the fucking shit out of each other. I mean, Brock was legit bleeding. Mm-hmm. Brock got cut in his face twice. And this was not intentional. One was by Reigns' fucking chest protector, and then the other was because fucking Reigns really busted him, in the fucking face.
Yeah, punched him straight in the fucking eye.
Then, surprisingly, unbeknownst to most people, because we thought it was you couldn't do it no more. Fucking,
you really shouldn't. You really can, technically.
Yeah, fucking.
Lesnar did a blade job.
Yeah, Lesnar bladed himself.
The spot was that Roman threw him into the ring post on the outside, and when Lesnar hit the ring post, he did a really good job of hiding it too.
Yeah,
when he hit the ring post, he just gashed.
Oh God,
he was like a fucking stuck pig, and it was hard bleeding too.
But I mean. And this is the thing, Brock's an asshole. He's a fucking unadulterated asshole and shit like that. But you know what? He fucking sold some shit in this fucking match, and it was beautiful. Reigns fucking did the Superman punch.
Yeah. And
fucking when Brock just basically kind of took it, nothing.
It was nothing.
Reigns kind of had that look on his face fuck, that's my move. That's what finishes
the
people.
Cool thing was Reigns Lesnar stomped the shit out of Reigns, but Reigns would he just kept kind of getting up and he was smiling, and not in an arrogant way, but no, you're gonna have to kill me.
Yeah, on the back of his chest protector it says I can, I will.
Yeah,
and basically he was you're gonna have to.
And Lesnar was just looking at him why the fuck are you smiling at me? I'm gonna fucking kill you.
Yeah, pissing him off more, and he was just giving him the figures come on, motherfucker.
And they did this great series way late in the match where fucking Reigns hit one Superman punch and Lesnar staggered.
Yeah.
And he fucking was no, and fucking hit the second one and he staggered harder.
Yeah.
And people were going ape fucking shit.
Yeah.
And then he hits that fucking third Superman punch, and when Lesnar goes down, people busted nuts in that fucking arena. That was the most over that fucker's ever been.
Yeah.
It was insane.
I mean, fucking Lesnar fucking literally says it in the match. Welcome to Suplex City, bitch. And I mean, he fucking how many times did he suplex him? It was over 10.
It was over 10. Yeah.
I mean,
wasn't as many as the Cena match, but my God,
shit out of him. But I mean, dude, they beat the fucking shit. He got F5'd a gajillion times, multiple fucking times,
really early in the match too.
Yeah. It was just one of those, got the fucking monkey piss shit stomped out of him the whole fucking match, but wouldn't give up. Yeah. Dude, it was all heart. It was how do you beat the beast? You gotta have the heart. And fucking, that's what he did. And fucking...
After that 3 Superman punch spot, they both are down.
Yeah, both fucking just, literally...
And then Seth Rollins' music hits.
Yeah, Seth comes out.
Chucking down there. And fucking runs to the referee and says, I'm cashing in the Money in the Bank.
Yeah, fucking
the referee walks over to the ring announcer and is he's cashing it in. It's triple threat.
Yeah, and this is the thing, because this has never happened.
Never happened this way.
They always wait till one gets beat and then immediately cash it in and beat the shit out of him because he's fucking, destroyed. But the thing is, it was like, he plays it smart. He fucking goes in, cashes it in, fucking tries to take on Lesnar, but it doesn't work. But fucking Roman comes in there.
Well, he curve stomped Lesnar once, and Lesnar took it hard. And then
Lesnar took it hard, but he was still like,
he tried to curve stomp Reigns, and Reigns like moved out of the way or whatever and blocked it and shit. And then fucking
Brock tossed him or something.
Yeah, Brock tossed him, and then fucking Reigns speared Brock's out of his boots.
Yeah, no. Brock got a hold finally of Rollins and was getting ready to F5 him, and while he has him up to F5 him, Reigns, like, literally with every fucking thing he got, spears fucking Lesnar out of his boots and shit like that. So Brock's kind of fucking rolling around, and then
Reigns goes down in the position for a Superman punch, like he does that thing, the Superman punch the ground thing, and right when he hit like down on his knees, in comes fucking Seth Rollins with a curb stomp out of fucking nowhere,
and then fucking pins Reigns, and beats him, and because
heavyweight champion,
and because it's it's a three-way match, he got the fucking belt, and it's beautiful because one, Reigns took an ass beating, earned a bunch of respect. Brock beat the shit out of him and did what he said he was going to do, but he didn't lose.
No.
To Reigns or to Rollins. That's the thing.
It's the way to get the belt off of him without him losing, and to legitimize Reigns, and then to even put over Rollins even further.
Yeah.
And then because Rollins lost to Orton earlier, it sets up your automatic fucking title picture run there too. Yeah. So it was actually one of the most brilliant booking decisions I've seen from them.
Yeah.
And
it was
years.
One fucking hell of a match.
It was a beautiful match. It was like overall it was a good show. The only thing we didn't mention is like the talking segment that happened with like Triple H and Stephanie after the
I love this.
After the fucking women's match, it was after the Cena match, I think. Yeah. After the Cena match, they came out and they announced they broke attendance records, which is bullshit because they always announce a fake number. But fucking they are like blah 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 blah, tucky, and Triple H is the greatest thing that ever lived.
Yeah, basically, so she comes out, they're both talking and stuff like that, and she was like, you guys broke this is amazing. She was talking about WrestleMania 1 and Andre and all kinds of stuff, and then she was like, who we have to thank for this? Me, Stephanie McMahon. Without the McMahons, none of this.
Me, my gorgeous ass and sweet
and then
titties.
Sting starts talking about, Triple H starts talking about how he beat Sting, and basically because he beat Sting, it was like he beat all those people there, and then all the people watching, and blah 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 blah. And then he keeps talking all this shit. I own all you fucks, blah 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 blah. And there it was. Fucking, and the look on both their faces is always so goddamn priceless and shit. Because the thing was, that Saturday night, Rock was in New York hosting Saturday Night Live. Yeah. So it was pretty surprising to see him in San Francisco, probably less than 12 hours, next. And he comes out, and he's fucking just one end back in the other, fucking just like ready, like just jacked as shit.
And they have their jaw jacket, and the Rock cuts his awesome promo as usual.
I love it though, because like when he goes in the ring, they're like standing together in the ring, and he like does the whole thing up on the ring post. Then he goes to the other ring post, and to get to it, he literally just like, excuse me, and walks right between them, and they both are like, are you fucking kidding me? He's just like, does it.
Suckle.
Gets in there, gets the mic, basically does, the whole spiel, fucking talked about being an East Bay boy, all this stuff, but basically he's like, you don't own them, talking about the fans. And he's like, and you damn sure don't own me. They go into a bunch of back and forth banter, all kinds of stuff. Basically, he was like, we can make a WrestleMania moment here and shit, talking with Triple H. And Triple H is like, I've already beat you. What reason do I need to beat you now?
Yeah. Stephanie's like, you can't do anything to me. You can't hit me.
Yeah, Stephanie starts getting lippy, starts talking about his family and then the McMahon's family. And then fucking The Rock basically makes a comment that the only reason you're here is because of McMahon's Johnson, all kinds of shit. She's like, you're so crude, and then slaps the
pimp slaps the shit out of him. Stephanie's a hell of a slapper.
She can slap. And The Rock's just like, and she's like, basically, she's like, what are you gonna do? Were you gonna hit a girl and shit like that? And basically starts fucking punking him. Yeah. Like starts punking him, and she's like, "This is my ring. You get the fuck out," and shit like that. Yeah. I mean, and literally, I shit you not, this was crazy because it basically looked like punked Rock out of the ring.
Yeah, like he gets left out, the ring. Yeah.
And then he kind of just has that look on his face and shit like that, and he's just like, "Yes, okay." And then he walks to the side of the ring because sitting at, like, ringside, which you had seen earlier, was Ronda Rousey.
Ronda Rousey. And the rest of the 4 horsewomen,
Yeah, and the rest of the 4 horsewomen. So he walks over, and, I mean, people are already like, oh, shit, we know what's happening. He stops. He looks over at Ronda. Ronda looks back at him because they did the the Furious 7 movie together. And it's funny because, like, when you saw Ronda earlier, she was all giggly, laughy, having a great time. Yeah. When you look at her now, she has that look on her face where she's like, I'm about to go break somebody. Yeah. Like I'm in the octagon right now. They look back and forth at each other. And then he basically kind of posts his hands up and shit like that, and she just jumps over the fucking thing, and they get in the fucking ring.
And, like, Stephanie's like, she's not going to do anything because she's my friend.
Like, oh, shit. Yeah. And then she's like, well, she's not going to do nothing.
She's like, this is my ring that you're standing in. And Ronda's like, listen, bitch, any ring I'm in is my ring.
Yeah. Like, and then fucking Triple H, she's like, oh, wait. He's like, basically... fucking, because Rock was saying some shit, and he's like, that's the last thing you're going to say to my wife, and Rock's like, you know what, you're right. That is the last thing I'm going to say. And then just starts monkey stomping the shit out of Triple H, and Stephanie looked like she was like, oh shit.
Shitting was happening.
And then she goes to and Ronda's like looking at her like, and she has that look, and that was the thing, like, there was a chant like, Ronda's going to kill you. Yeah. Like, that was the chant, and like,
first, Stephanie, like, fucking tries to pull Rock off and shit, and, like they separate, and fucking Triple H kind of runs at Ronda, and she fucking hip tosses his
she hip tops him. Well, the funny thing, though, first, though, is, like, Rock looks at Ronda, and he was like, I can tell you what that face means. That face means... you're going to get your ass kicked.
Yeah.
And then that's when she's like, this is my ring, blah, 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 blah. And Triple H ran at Ronda, and she fucking hip tossed.
Like it was nothing.
And like nothing. Like it was fucking the cyborg bitch. Yeah. Like hip tosses him and launches his ass out the fucking ring. Stephanie goes to slap her. Now, this is a thing, because she's a UFC fighter, and I think they worked this out with Dana. She can't actually, like, hit them.
Yeah.
But she literally, like, armbar locks.
She's a standing armbar.
Yeah, standing armbar locks Stephanie and, like, literally lifts her up, like, on her tippy toes with her arm and shit like that, and then fucking basically boots her ass out, too. It went ape shit and stuff. And now they're possibly talking about them possibly at next Wrestlemania or at one of the events, it being a mixed tag with Ronda and The Rock versus Stephanie and Triple H. I'm like, that's not really a match. It's like a handicap match. Ronda and Triple H beating the shit, or Ronda and The Rock beating the shit out of Triple H, because Stephanie's not going to be able to do anything to Ronda unless it's dirty cheating.
Yeah.
So,
you know, overall it was a good show. It's just like, I don't think it was like, I think that the reason that people are busting so much nuts about it and stuff is because, like, the last 3 matches, you know, actually, I mean, if you take out the women's match and the Triple H and Sting match, everything is good.
Yeah, like, they all had really solid matches. There was really great matches.
Because the finish was so great of the main event, and because, like, the Rock segment and all that shit, I think that's why people are busting so much nut over it. But ultimately, when you really break it down and you look at it objectively, it is not the best show. Like, it's definitely not the best WrestleMania ever.
No.
17. 17. Yeah, 17 is when the Rock Austin double turn.
Yeah.
Yeah, in Texas. Fucking
18 was what?
18 was the Hogan Rock match.
Yeah,
that was one of my all-time favorite matches.
That one was epic.
But yeah, it was a good show, and I had a blast watching it. It really definitely did blow away expectations for sure, because I didn't give a solitary fuck going into it, and like I really enjoyed watching the entire thing.
A lot of stuff. I gained a lot of respect for people in there, like Wyatt and fucking like Rusev. Well, I always had some respect for Rusev. Rollins was really good. Ambrose is a fucking amazing person and stuff. Damien Mizdow, it's good to see him kind of like getting a little bit of fucking stuff. So I mean, it was good. It was just I I wasn't fucking tooting horns and blowing fucking craziness over it and stuff. It just wasn't the thing.
Now, I know we're over on time, but because we took a little longer talking about Mania than I want to, but because there's a Kickstarter going on for it right now, we do want to talk about, take a little bit more time to talk about one more thing. We want to talk about Lackluster World and Eric Adams. The Eric Adams Lackluster World comic is fucking phenomenal.
Yeah.
Now, we've got a chance to meet Eric a few times, and hopefully we'll be getting him on a show here pretty soon.
Yeah.
But it is really a departure sort of comic. His art style is very different. It's very it's almost cartoony, but then weirdly impactful.
I like to say it like this: if you guys were, older people, and I guess some of you younger guys, people that have come into it and stuff like that, if you liked Johnny the Homicidal Maniac, Lenore. I'm not saying it's exactly like that, but the artwork is reminiscent of it. And even kind of the tone of the comic is reminiscent in certain things, but it's all its own.
Yeah.
It's really funny. Like, that's the thing. It's really just, I couldn't stop reading it. It was funny. It was great. As far as I especially with the first one I talked about, this was the boxes for the dialogue, at least for the main character, were all done in a read from a journal type look, which I thought was really different and inventive because you don't see that too much.
It basically centers around the main character, who's a journalist.
Fahrenheit,
which actually all three, him and his siblings, all have temperature related names. He's Fahrenheit, his
sister's Celsius,
and his brother is Kelvin.
Yeah.
And he is an albino.
Yeah.
He's the black sheep of his family. His parents, I think, are dead.
Yeah.
His brother and sister are both crazy hardcore Christians.
Super crazy evangelical fucking everything's the sin if you don't believe in Jesus type thing.
What's kind of funny about the sister is if you read the first issue, I got the feeling she was a kid.
Yeah, I thought she was 12 or something.
Yeah, because she's drawn when he draws her, she's in kid kind of clothes, and she's got a kid kind of hairstyle,
the pigtails.
She talks like a little kid.
She has the mannerisms, just
But then in the second issue, you find out she's 22,
and you're like, what the hell?
What the hell? But yeah, he does not fit in with his family. He's basically very much he's a very serious, introspective sort of guy.
He basically just thinks the world is shit in the sense of the
world is basically dead to him.
Yeah, it's those people that talk about you're just being force fed, the masses are just being force fed shit from corporations and all that stuff. It is like that, but he's not. I don't feel he's that level of fucking
No, I feel he really feels these ways, except, unlike those people who say things like that, because they're emo fuckwads.
Yeah, he's done enough, research and stories and shit like that he's I've actually...
It's like a male Wednesday Addams in some ways to me.
I love it.
He's dark and sardonic and witty, and, he has a solitary life, and his...
pet cat.
Yeah, pet cat, and, his brother and sister are constantly trying to convert him. The first issue deals with his birthday,
and I mean they
have a Chuck E. Cheese birthday for him.
And it's a bunch of people that are like, "Yay, Jesus!" And they get a clown, and it was horrible. And he's like, "Oh god!"
And he's got these dude bro co-workers that he fucking vehemently hates.
They nickname him Casper.
Yeah, because he's albino,
and he's just seriously, dude, fuck yourself.
And the dude bro guys end up drunk at the Chuck E. Cheese because they want to play fucking skee ball, and so there's all this embarrassment, and he has it out with his brother and sister in the parking lot.
He tries to leave, and then they end up
drag him back.
Jesus says you need to have fun, and literally forcibly drag him back, and they're like, time for birthday spankings, and he's like, oh god, no. Sweet Christ.
He is that great. Sort of character that just he is the everything around him is just fucking him over in that sort of way. Everyone in his life is just a shit person.
They've all treated him like crap since he was younger because he was an albino, or he was strange or some shit like that, and he's
Yeah.
basically kind of like, fuck all of you. Like, I could care less. Like,
He's that very put upon sort of guy.
yeah, like, oh, you all suck.
But he's brilliant, like,
Mm-hmm.
and then he kind of, he has this artistic expression thing that he does at the end of the first issue that basically he declares, like, everyone in the world dead, essentially.
Yeah.
Which is very cool. Like, it's the way it's drawn, it's all black and white and, like, done in shades, and then there's just slight amounts of color, like the iris, like his eyes are, like his eye color.
Because albinos have, like, known for having the red eyes and stuff like that.
It's just, I don't know, Eric has a way of writing that's just extremely witty, and, like, it tells...
Witty,
it's funny, but then, like, it goes from funny to serious so
really
well.
Fucking snarky. I love it. It's like...
Like, it tells a story, it's like, both funny and very thought-provoking at the same time. Like I was reading the second issue before we started recording, because I'd already read the first issue.
Yeah, I got the second issue.
Dave brought out the second issue for me, and I was reading, and I literally went from, like, belly laughing my ass off to, like, being, like, man, like, deeply engrossed in, like, the emotional journey, because he really is going through things.
Because, well, the first issue is really about him, but the second issue kind of actually talks a lot about, like, one
of his dude bro coworkers that he really doesn't like. And then, like, what happens, the results of the first issue and that artistic expression kind of provokes change in his mind. Like, I think I'm fucking up here. Like, my life is not what it should be.
Yeah, he kind of gets to that point. The dude bro guy is like, I'm just basically trying to blend in. Like, I'm just trying to fit in. Like, those guys that are just like... I do what I do so that people accept me.
Right.
I got my ears pierced. I go to the bar and get drunk with people. I do all these mainstream things that, should be acceptable to masses.
Right.
And fucking, it's fucking crazy. I like it because it's like you take super serious topics and you fucking put a nice layer of sarcasm and snarky humor in it and shit like that, and it's fucking... I find it really funny, and I actually can't wait to get more issues because, like, I've seen characters that appear later on.
Yeah. And man, the second issue really gets, like, the brother and sister character really break out into a more interesting sort of... I mean, it's already very interesting in the first one, but, like, you really start to get a glimpse of how fucked up they truly are.
Because she's literally like a child. She is 22-year-old going on, like, 12.
Yeah.
She just wants to go to the park or go see this mousy special magic movie or eat candy. And the older brother is like that, like, I say it borders on, like, that cult status and shit like that, where it's like, that is the devil, you cannot do it. The mouse has magic. Magic is another word for the devil and stuff. Like, it's just the devil this, the devil that.
I generally do not read things directly from comics on the air, but I love this page so much that I kind of have to.
Oh, the movie would?
Yeah, the brother and sister, the brother takes the sister to the movies. It's Kelvin and Celsius. And Celsius is like, I want to see the Mousy Marvin's Magical Mystery Movie. Why can't we see that? And Kelvin is like, because Mousy Marvin's Magical Mystery Movie is a tool of the devil. We cannot allow our pure, good-natured minds to be tainted by the evils of witchcraft and sorcery.
Yeah.
She's like, but he's magical. Celsius, people only use words like magical as a more convincing way to say harnessing the powers of the eternal hellfire and damnation. Oh, I guess it's hard to accept that Mousy Marvin, the beloved children cartoon, is in league with Satan. Besides, it's rare to find a film with this much decency anymore. Yeah,
okay, so the film they walk in is
called
Touched. Which is just blatantly, this is not what they think it is.
And Fahrenheit is there to review the movie.
Yeah.
And the movie turns out to be a movie about a guy who's like
touching people way
in a
too
bad
much,
way.
like a creeper toucher.
And it just escalates. Like, he's like, what the fuck are you doing here? And she's like, what's fuck? And he's like, you're 22.
And she's like, fuck. Yeah, like for the rest of the thing, she's like, fuck.
And basically the whole thing just, like, it devolves into a fist fight between brothers.
And basically fucking Kelvin's like, you're the devil.
You are Satan.
Fahrenheit's like, go fuck yourself. And basically to beat the shit out of each other. It's hilarious.
It's rare where both of us find a funny comic book, like, or a more, like, non-superhero
dark
book
humor
that we both like this much. Yeah. Like, it really
I like the one with the boss and the shirt and stuff like that.
It's just absolutely... I could not have fallen in love harder with a comic. Like, it's been a long time since this sort of comic has really hit me this well.
And the funny thing about this is like, when we first got our our introduction to
Eric
with Rumspringa.
Which we'll talk about in our next week's show.
Because that was the one we had seen online before we'd even got to meet them. We had seen a post that some people, like friends of ours, had put up on the page talking about Rumspringa. And we're like, oh, that sounds awesome. We need to check this out. We're at Lexington. We go by the booth and we see it. There's the Rumspringa. And we're like, oh, shit, we got to get that. We got to get Rumspringa. And then he was like, cool, but this is my other thing here.
Yeah.
You know, Lackluster World.
And I've actually known of it because we've seen Eric at many conventions before, but we've never really, like, it didn't seem on the surface to be something that we would be interested in necessarily.
Yeah, I was like, because I'll say I didn't mind Johnny the Homicidal Maniac and Lenore and comics like that, but I never got into it. I was a hardcore superhero
guy. You're not generally
a
funny comic book kind of guy.
Yeah, it's just not normally my thing. But we bought
Rumspringa, and he actually gave us the first issue.
Yeah.
Because we were talking about doing the show.
Yeah.
And then we both read it, and we were just like, wow, I'm in love with this. Like,
it's funny. It's my style of humor. It's just really fucking, like, dark.
And Eric is a very nice guy, a great guy, and he was very gracious to us. And
signed all mine.
Signed their books and everything. And we did end up seeing him again at Gem City and had a nice talk with him. And like I said, we're trying to get him on, but schedules, things of that nature. But he is doing a Kickstarter right now for the full collected work of Lackluster World. It is the full, 300-page book.
Yeah.
And the Kickstarter, I believe, ends either this week or next week.
So if you guys definitely...
please get there as quickly as possible. And really... I really would recommend backing this book. If I can get the funds together in time, I will be backing the Kickstarter myself.
It's definitely a book about what, like, if you've ever, like being nerds, geeks, all that shit and stuff like that, you know what it's like to be the black sheep, outcast and stuff like that. But you also know what it's like to just finally hit that point where you're like, you know what? I just don't give a fuck anymore. Like, seriously. And it's like you start looking at all those people that are like, oh, you're weird, you're a nerd and shit like that. And it's like, you're a fucking Muppet. You're a zombie. Like, you do whatever commercials tell you to. Whatever the famous people are like, you should do this. You're like, yes, sir, I will do this.
You're in the situations where you feel like, I'm the smartest person in the room. Well, the thing about Fahrenheit is Fahrenheit feels this way, and he's right.
Yeah, he's usually right.
Yeah, and so I really can't say enough about it. And please go back to Kickstarter. Please check out Eric Adams on Facebook.
And check out,
we'll share the links to the we'll share the link to the Kickstarter. But yeah, absolutely check that out. But we absolutely enjoyed that, and we'll be back next week talking about Rumspringa and some other comics. But we're hitting the hour and 20 mark, so we're way a bit over there. So we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up.
We may have been drinking, before we
I may
started.
have drank an entire bottle of wine while we were going. But
my bottle's gone too. I don't either.
We're going to go ahead and wrap it up for this week, and we'll be back next week talking mostly comics and casting news.
Yeah.
So from the basement this week, I'm Todd.
And I'm Dave.
And until next week, the basement door is closed.
On Spreaker.